I thought my friend's parents were amazing until they told us where we had to sleep. My boyfriend and I have been together for almost 6 years. We started dating in high school, and after I graduated in May, we finally moved in together. We're not engaged yet, but we're planning to get married after he finishes grad school. So when one of our old high school friends invited us to spend the holiday weekend at his family's beach house, we were genuinely excited. It sounded like the perfect little getaway before life got busy again. We arrived on Friday, and right away we realized his parents were staying there too. Honestly, I didn't mind at all. It was their house after all. They were welcoming, told us to make ourselves comfortable, and encouraged us to enjoy the beach while they did their own thing. That evening we all sat together in the hot tub, had drinks, laughed, and talked for hours. They seemed warm, relaxed, and incredibly kind. I actually remember thinking how lucky our friend was to have parents like them. Then bedtime came, and everything changed. My boyfriend and I headed upstairs to get ready for bed when our friend's mom quietly asked if she could speak to me for a second. I figured she needed help with something. Instead, she smiled politely and said, "Since you two aren't married, your boyfriend will need to sleep on the couch in the living room tonight." For a second, I honestly thought she was kidding. She wasn't. She explained that unmarried couples were never allowed to sleep in the same room under their roof. Those were simply the rules of their home. I didn't want to disrespect them. It was their house, not ours. But I was completely caught off guard because our friend had never mentioned this before. My boyfriend and I already lived together, so hearing that felt really awkward. I just nodded and said, "Okay," because I didn't want to make a scene. But the more I thought about it, the worse it felt. She singing something unfamiliar. Sleeping beside my boyfriend is one of the few things that helps me settle down. On top of that, he was expected to spend the night on a small couch while a perfectly good guest bed sat empty. Neither of us wanted to argue. Neither of us wanted to disrespect their rules. So we came up with what felt like the most respectful solution possible. We quietly decided to book a hotel in town. That way they could keep their house rules, and we wouldn't have to spend the night uncomfortable. It seemed like a win for everyone. We found our friend and explained that we weren't upset. We just thought getting a hotel made the most sense, and we'd meet everyone again in the morning. He seemed a little surprised and maybe a bit awkward, but he told us it was okay. So we packed a few things, thanked his parents for having us, checked into a nearby hotel, and honestly thought the whole situation was over. It wasn't. The next morning we called our friend to ask what time everyone wanted to meet up. The second he answered, I could tell something was wrong. He sounded irritated. Then he told us his parents had completely flipped out after we left. According to them, getting a hotel showed that we didn't appreciate their hospitality. They were apparently upset that we hadn't simply accepted their rules for the weekend, and somehow our friend ended up getting blamed for letting us leave. That was the part that really confused me. We hadn't argued. We hadn't criticized their beliefs. We hadn't ignored their rules or tried sneaking into the same room anyway. We literally spent our own money to avoid making anyone uncomfortable. Yet somehow that was considered disrespectful. After hearing how upset everyone was, the entire mood changed. Instead of forcing an awkward reunion, my boyfriend and I decided to spend the rest of the weekend exploring the town by ourselves. We visited the beach, grabbed dinner together, walked around the shops, and honestly had a nice time. But we never went back to the beach house, and we never saw our friend again before the trip ended. I figured everyone would cool down after a day or two. I was wrong. On Monday, my friend sent us a long text. He said he was angry that we couldn't just sleep apart for 2 nights to make his parents happy. Then he told us something I honestly never expected. We were no longer invited to Friendsgiving, the dinner he hosts every year for our old high school friend group. That text hit harder than the sleeping rule ever did. I keep replaying the weekend in my head, wondering what we actually did wrong. We respected their house, we respected their beliefs, we didn't argue, we didn't complain. We simply chose to pay for our own hotel instead of making anyone uncomfortable. So now I keep thinking back to that first evening, sitting in the hot tub, laughing with people I thought were incredibly welcoming. Because that's the exact moment I believed my friend's parents were amazing, right before they told us where we had to sleep. So tell me, if you were in our shoes, would you have stayed or booked the hotel too?